We have breaking news right now. Five-star wide receiver Caleb Cunningham has flipped his commitment from Alabama. Yes, the five-star wide receiver committed to Alabama is no longer. He has flipped his commitment to Ole Miss. And luckily, I got two insiders here with me. So we're going to break down this Caleb Cunningham flip. Now, Steve, I'll start with you. We've kind of projected this for a couple days. I shouldn't say weeks, but in recruiting, days sometimes feel like weeks. And coming off this Ole Miss visit, it seemed imminent that Caleb Cunningham was going to flip. You and Chad put your picks in Monday night. What was it that ultimately got Caleb Cunningham off of that commitment to Alabama?
Well, Ole Miss never went away. He did not take an official visit to Ole Miss in the summer, but he did take 3 game visits to Oxford this fall, and on each of his visits, he felt like a star. I mean, the community rallied around him, the autographs he signed, the pictures that he was in with young people. His brand, he felt at Ole Miss, was second to none. Then he loves the offense, the way Lane Kiffin and that staff, Charlie Weiss Jr., get the ball to their playmakers. It's a chance for him to make an impact early. Ole Miss, with a top 20 recruiting class right now, just landed one of their top targets on the board, Chad, and Caleb Cunningham.
Yeah, like you said, man, he can be that guy or the guy at Ole Miss. And I think it goes back, like Steve mentioned, 3 games. That middle game, I think, was extremely important. Oklahoma week, he was there. He went in town that Friday evening. He stayed through Sunday afternoon. He rode around with Lane Kiffin. He hung out with guys like Austin Simmons, Jackson Dart, multiple players. He felt at home in Oxford. And he can be, what he told me his quote was, a hometown hero at Ole Miss. He can go in there and be that DK Metcalf, that A.J. Brown, a kid that stays home, makes plays at the in-state school. He even compared himself to be that next, like Ryan Williams, stayed home at Alabama. Go be that guy, that Ryan Williams at Ole Miss and stay home.
As Ole Miss pushes for a top 15 recruiting class, Josh, on their way to maybe the college football playoff. They want to be playing in games of that magnitude for years to come. This is a recruiting class that can keep them playing at that level. They're in on some other potential flips moving forward. That starts with LSU offensive line commit Devin Harper. He was in Oxford over the weekend. There's some positive buzz about where the Rebels stand with Devin Harper. And then obviously Deuce Knight is the top target on the board right now for them. 5-star quarterback, currently committed to Auburn. I'm told that he's expected at Auburn the next 2 Saturdays, but Ole Miss, depending on Deuce's own schedule, hoping to get him back for the Egg Bowl, and they're going to continue recruiting him.
All right, I want to get your opinion on this, though. And now that Caleb Cunningham has flipped, I mean, that's if Ole Miss presses on Deuce Knight, does this Caleb Cunningham flip put them in much better position with Deuce as well?
Doesn't hurt. I mean, look, they were just there together for the Georgia game.
Right.
They hung out. They talked. At one time, Deuce was working even when he was committed to Notre Dame, working on Caleb to flip to Auburn before he was even public. They'll go the other way around now with Caleb working to flip Deuce from Auburn and keep him to stay home at Ole Miss. Look, there's no doubt. I think Deuce will make Auburn sweat a little bit between now and December 4th. There'll be communication with Ole Miss and that staff and, of course, other commits as well. But definitely does not hurt, their chances here.
Go figure. 3 weeks before signing day, Lane Kiffin with a 5-star flip. Ole Miss fans, talk to us. Comment section below. How are we feeling about adding a 5-star wide receiver to this class? Let us know. Comment section below.